HCAM News is supported by our viewers and by Hopkinton Drug, located in this historic New England town since 1954. They are a multifaceted store dedicated to providing clients with an array of healthcare options.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's edition of HCAM News. I'm HCAM News Director Tom Nappy, here to fill you in with the latest happenings in Hopkinton. On today's edition of HCAM News, we have the latest in Hiller sports. We talk with Baypath Humane Society about their fostering program, and the Hangout Hour returned to HCAM with a couple of great guests. But first, this past Monday, HCAM, along with the Hopkinton Freedom Team, hosted a virtual Martin Luther King Day event. Here's a look. HCAM and the Hopkinton Freedom Team partnered to host a virtual Martin Luther King Jr. Day event. The program featured many participants from the community and was live on HCAM.
To learn how to stand up and speak up for one another, and how to engage in hard conversations to help promote better understandings and relationships. In short, the Hopkinton Freedom Team promotes compassion, acceptance, and respect for all people to be exactly who they are and to love and care for one another as true neighbors of free, just, united, and like-minded world that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. envisioned.
The keynote speaker of the event was Jamil Adams, who discussed love, inclusion, and trust, and how these values align with the humanitarian legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
So understand, we come into this space with any number of experiences in our lives. There's a face that we have on screen, and there's a face we have amongst the people that we live. But behind those faces that we present are lives that we're living. So I don't know what's going on behind that face that you're presenting. It could be something fantastic, something beautiful, something you're excited about, or something that you're concerned about. Whatever that energy may be, we welcome you into this space with love. We welcome you into this space with trust. We welcome you into this space as friends and family. And we say friends and family because when we say ladies and gentlemen, we leave people out. So we welcome everybody non-binary. When we say kings, queens, and non-binary royalty as well, we welcome you all of us into this space as your equals, all right? Now, there are a couple things that I'll share. I got about 5 quotes from Dr. King that I want you to vibe with me on. The one is that the moral arc of the universe is long, but it bends towards justice. Like, think about that. The moral arc of the universe is long, but it bends towards justice. That means that across the globe, across the planet, the universes as we know them, no matter what people are thinking, oftentimes those thoughts and our motivation should be bending towards justice. All right? And with that, this space, again, whether it being digital, does not prevent us from bending towards justice in its numerous forms. Now, I think that the digital space, I'm going to come back to this for a second. We're in a digital space and it's a blessing. I looked at these digital Zoom pieces as opportunities to connect differently.
Members of the community and local organizations contributed a 2 to 3 minute speech about Dr. King.
For me, it was about making our schools as inclusive as possible and embracing our diversity. I want Hopkinton Public Schools students and staff to know we honor their identities and that our schools and greater community are better because of the richness that they bring.
Revisit these stories to create strength and solidarity in our communities as we move forward towards a more equitable world. For this Martin Luther King Day, the Reference Department is providing information on activists from across history and in different movements who have pushed our society forward.
In public service, the search for truth compels us to be tolerant of diverse opinions, seek and celebrate differences, and to be always curious. Central to this approach is the need to take a radical stand against fundamentalism. When we do so, we affirm the finite freedom of every citizen in Hopkinton, every resident in Hopkinton, to be heard, to be part of the processes that determine and decide the future of the community. In this context, approaches such as my idea is better than yours, it's my way, or the highway have no place whatsoever.
From the Drum Major Instinct, sermon by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., 1968.
If you want to be important, wonderful.
If you want to be recognized, wonderful.
If you want to be great, wonderful.
But recognize that he who is greatest among you is at your service.
That's a new definition of greatness.
By giving that definition of greatness, it means that everybody can be great.
Because everybody can serve.
You don't have to have a college degree to serve.
You don't have to make your subject and your verb agree to serve.
You don't have to know about Plato and Aristotle to serve.
You don't have to know Einstein's theory of relativity to serve.
The event was a success, and you can check out the full program on our YouTube page or website, hcam.tv. Hello, everybody. Tom Nappy here, and right now we are joined by Lauren DiMartino from Baypath Humane Society. Lauren, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, and I understand Baypath, they are promoting fostering animals right now. Can you talk about what fostering is?
Sure. So fostering is a chance for us to give the dogs a safe place to decompress, get them out of the shelter, get a chance to know more about them and what kind of home they need. It really helps us place them properly and make sure that we're finding the right family for them, as well as the right dog for each family.
That's terrific. And so how does fostering help the animals?
It helps them decompress. The shelter is pretty stressful for most dogs and cats. We have a great volunteer team, and they come in, so they get walks, they get playtime, socializing. It's just not the same as it is in a home. So it takes that stress level down, and it gives them a chance to show who they really are. And it relieves space in the shelter as well for us to be able to help more animals.
And Baypath is trying to honor the legendary actress who just recently passed away, Betty White, with this program. What encouraged you, Baypath, to involve Betty White in this effort?
Well, we saw the Betty White challenge of people suggesting donations in her name, and who didn't love Betty White and her love and commitment for animals. So what better way to honor her than to do something with that?
So what is the time commitment for somebody that would want to become a foster?
Time commitment is animal specific. Some animals only need a couple days in foster. Maybe we're just looking to see more info, how to place them better. Maybe they're getting little interest. Other animals can be in foster for a few weeks, sometimes up to a month to a couple months. It really is animal specific and what their needs are. A lot of our fosters are open to short term, some are open to long term. So that's something we discuss when they initially apply for fostering, and we kind of work accordingly.
And if somebody wanted to become a foster, how could they reach out?
So they can reach us on our website, baypathhumane.org. Under our Get Involved, there is a link for becoming a foster family. It has a little bit of information to start with about key points that we're looking for, just availability to transfer, kind of just a short brief information of what it entails, and then a link to an application.
Well, you all are doing great work at the Baypath Humane Society. I think this is a great program you have going on. Thanks so much for joining us to talk about it.
Thank you for having me.
We are going to take a quick time out. A whole lot more HCAM news ahead. Don't go anywhere. HCAM programming is supported by our viewers, thank you, and by Phipps Insurance Agency, representing companies such as MapFree Insurance. Their family-owned independent agency is deeply rooted in the communities they serve and offer time-tested insurance products to fit individual needs. Since 1950, Phipps Insurance specializes in home, auto, business, condo, and renters insurance. Welcome back to HCAM News. A brand new episode of the Hopkinton Hangout Hour took place and featured a couple of great guests. Here's a look. HCAM hosted a new episode of the Hangout Hour this past Wednesday. Local author Nanette A. Kenrick was featured on the program.
Now, I want to talk about your work at the Historical Society, but I just can't hold myself back anymore. Secret Letters to My Psychiatrist is one of the best titles of a book that I have heard. And tell me a little bit about how the concept came about and how you came up with that title.
Well, in my sessions to my psychiatrist, I told him stories of events and incidents in my life, and he called me a Scheherazade. Scheherazade was the wife of the Sultan of India, and the Sultan was betrayed by one of his wives, and so he remarried. Every time he remarried, he executed his wife, and he ran out of royal virgins. He finally hit on the vizier's daughter, who was Scheherazade, and she was a well-educated person. She read maps, she spoke languages, and on her wedding night, she started telling him a story. And she told it so well and so exciting and so fascinating, and didn't finish the story. And she said, I won't finish it till tomorrow night. So we let her live. And this went on for 1,001 nights. And it was supposed to be the originator of Cinderella, Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves, and a whole lot of other Arabian Nights stories. And I just modeled myself after Scheherazade. I wrote up all of these escapades that I had talked to my psychiatrist about as a letter, and each letter is a chapter in my book. And it's not about serious illness. It's not about murder or cooking or anything that's a typical book. It's just fun reading. I've had people come to me and say, I loved your book. I thought it was great. I thought it was very entertaining, and it was wonderful. So I take your chances and buy my book. Some of the stories I talk about are like being unemployed, losing your job, and dealing with that circumstance, a death in the family. Different things like that are typical of many people who go to psychiatrists.
Yeah.
And for people who have never been to a psychiatrist, my opening chapter starts with my first session with my psychiatrist and what goes on. And they might be surprised to find out what goes on. It's not what you think.
Yeah.
It's a fun book.
Hopkinton Health Director Sean McAuliffe also provided an update.
Like we're seeing, we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. I think we've, Omicron is still the dominant strain in town. It's been so since about mid-December, but we're starting to see a drop consistent with the state, a drop in our case counts. And when you start looking at our vaccination rates compared to the amount of illness that we've had in town, there's not much place or much room for Omicron to spread to. So that's giving us a lot of hope. And I credit, the residents of Hopkinton for stepping up, supporting our vaccination clinics. We're one of we have one of the best vaccination rates in the state. And then when you take a look at the country as a whole, we're up there in that top percentage across the country. So, there's a lot that, we as a department and us as a community should be proud of, because we've stepped up, we've done what we needed to do. And now we're transitioning into a different and interesting phase with both the Department of Public Health and the Department of Education. So they just released some new standards, new guidance today, and we'll see where that goes.
You can view the full program on our YouTube page or website, hcam.tv. Be sure to catch brand new episodes of the Hopkinton Hangout Hour, Wednesdays at 7 p.m., airing on HCAM TV as well as our YouTube page. Well, Hopkinton Hillers winter sports is already towards the middle of the season. Here's a look at the latest action. The Hopkinton Hillers have named Emma Sweetapple as the new girls volleyball head coach for the varsity team. Coach Sweetapple is a Hiller alum and served as the assistant coach of the team the past several years. Congratulations to new Hiller girls volleyball head coach Emma Sweetapple. On Friday, January 14th, Hiller boys basketball captured a 61-53 win over Dedham. Nate Casper dropped 20 points in the victory, and Evan Marazimi chipped in with 15 points. Also on Friday, Hiller girls basketball hosted Dedham. The teams went back and forth in the first quarter.
O'Connor steps back, launches a three, no good. And it's gathered up by Michaelitis, who feeds it back out.
Feeling it.
Three,
Whoa.
Yes.
On
the second
Short.
two, no good.
3 seconds. Got to launch it. Got to shoot it.
Taking it up by Anelli for three.
Oh!
Yes, got it! Wow! What a way to finish the first quarter.
Dedham led 11-10 heading into the second quarter, but Brooke Doherty and Kiki Fossbender knocked down some points for the Hillers.
But unable to strike there. Cho feeds it out. Up for three. Doherty, yes!
Beautiful shot. Nice rotation.
Avery O'Connor will take it up. Well, the Hillers have started double teaming Avery O'Connor, and so far it's paid off. And an errant dribble there, collected by Cho. Over to Fossbender. Fossbender with the jumper off the glass and in with ease. On it, wrapped up with Gonzalez.
Nice recovery.
Cho running out of time on the shot clock. 5 seconds left. Cho takes it in, feeds it out.
Got to launch it.
Up from the wing and good. Brooke Doherty.
Hillers led 24-23 at the half and took control in the third quarter.
12-10 to be exact on that game. Doherty for three.
Oh,
no
in
good.
and out.
Rattle out. And a loose ball picked up by
Nice
Trendle.
recovery.
Kicks it back out to Doherty. Cho. Back
Wide
to
open.
Doherty. Wide open look. Got it. Stripped away and coming up with it, Iannelli. Iannelli goes downtown over to Fossbender. From the block. No. Iannelli collects out to Cho. Cho for three. Got it.
Hopkinton outscored Dedham in the third quarter 15-3 and never looked back as they took the 44-31 win and picked up their first win of the season, improving to 1-2. Hopkinton Hillers Wrestling competed in a quad event this past Saturday. The Hillers took the quad meet, defeating Old Catholic, conquered Carlisle and Arlington. Hiller boys hockey picked up their second straight win this past Saturday on the road in Dedham. Drew Morse, Ryan Teitel, and Callum Greenwood netted goals for the Hillers in the 3-2 win. Hopkinton Dover Sherborne Co-op girls hockey hosted Framingham this past Saturday. Despite only having 11 players available, the Hillers gave a great effort against a very good Framingham team. Framingham leading 1-0 with just under 5 minutes left to go in the first period.
Estrella out towards the net, trying to jam it in his Bailey, and it's turned away. And now racing down, Musgrave with a shot, it's in! Bianca Musgrave, the junior, makes it a 1-1 game.
Framingham retakes the lead just over a minute later.
Musgrave trying to send it over. That pass intercepted. Closing in. Loose puck. It's popped in. It was a good steal by Mason Pumala. And she took it right up to the net. And it was, I believe, it was Sophia Tersoni who was able to pop it in for Framingham.
Hillers trailing 3-1 towards the end of the second period.
Has expired, so a successful PK by Framingham. Taylor along the far side. Hopkinton DS makes a change. Jumping right in the midst of the action, Merkley. Merkley has a break. Up the far side she goes towards the net. Shot, goal! Kaylee Merkley, the junior, makes it a 3-2 game.
Kaylee Merkley nets a goal and makes it a 3-2 game, but the limited roster and Framingham depth would end up being too much to overcome. Framingham gets the win 5-2. Captain Morgan Frazier of Hopkinton Dover Sherborne tended net with the other goaltenders missing and did a great job in the very well fought out game. On Sunday, January 16th, Hiller girls basketball took on Norwood. The first place Norwood Mustangs proved to be too much as they took the 54-17 victory. On Monday, January 17th, Hiller girls track and field captured a 75-20 win over Westwood. Kira O'Connor, along with Bridget O'Connor and Emma Canistrari, led to a Hiller sweep in the high jump. After a tough loss on Sunday to Norwood, the Hiller girls basketball team got back in the win column and captured a 37-22 win on the road in Bellingham. Kiki Fossbender led the way with 17 points as the Hillers improved to 2-3. Boys swimming earned a 85-66 win at Dedham this past Tuesday. Kevin Gu won a couple events, and Tyler Fallon, Sean Haley, Caleb Burke, and Kevin Gu recorded the best time of the Hiller season in the 400 free relay. Hopkinton improved to 2-4 with the victory. Girls swimming also captured a win in Dedham, taking the victory 90-64. Deidre Belger took the win in a couple events, and Eve Weatherhead scored 9s on her back dive. Hopkinton improved to 2-4 with the win. 3-3, Hiller boys basketball hosted Bellingham Tuesday night and looked to get above the 500 mark. Both teams went back and forth in the first quarter.
Up top, Priscilla. And it is going to be batted down and taken away by the Hillers. Nice steal there. And driving in, Schnorr up and in.
Oof. Hillers led 15-10 heading into the second quarter and kept the offense going.
Out to Ram for three. No good.
Oh, nice.
And Marazimi with the rebound. Goes up and in with the reverse.
Smooth.
Little touch there.
Yep.
Underneath, up and in, Casper.
Casper starting to heat up a little bit.
Hopkinton led at the half 33-18 and took full control in the third quarter.
Casper kicks it out. Marazimi for three, knocks it down.
Got a nice stroke, man.
Feeds it over to Pantera. Pantera around the defender, can't finish. Grabs his own rebound, puts it back, count it.
Good second effort by Sam.
Hillers outscore Bellingham in the third quarter, 21-12, and end up taking the win, 72-42. Nate Casper netted a team-leading 18 points. Evan Marazimi and Sam Pantera each contributed 14 points as the Hillers improved to 4-3 on the season. It's time to tell you about some happenings in town you should know about. Town election papers are available for the 2022 Hopkinton Town election. Many positions are open. You can see more details at our website, hcam.tv. Help make a Veterans Day this Valentine's Day. Girl Scout Troop 65040 is sponsoring this great event. You can make a Valentine's Day card or two for veterans as part of the Martin Luther King Jr. Day of Service. For more information, head over to our website, hcam.tv. The deadline for dropping off the Valentine's Day cards is January 30th. Our picture of the week, Hopkinton Hillers boys basketball improved to 4-3 with a 72-42 win at home versus Bellingham. This is the Hillers standing for the national anthem prior to the game. Upcoming town government meetings include the Select Board on Tuesday, January 25th at 6 p.m. You can catch that meeting on HCAM TV. Also on HCAM TV on January 25th at 7 p.m. You can see the Conservation Commission. That meeting will be available on our YouTube page. For all upcoming town government meetings, head over to hopkintonma.gov. Believe it or not, we are out of time for this edition of HCAM News. But don't worry, next Thursday at 6:30 p.m., we'll be back with a brand new episode for everyone at HCAM. I'm Tom Nappy. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll talk to you again soon. Goodbye, everybody.